Welcome back to another episode of the Otter Players Podcast, where this week Microsoft drops the TV, the Xbox handheld price leaks, and new rumors from a friend of the podcast, Detective Seeds, about the PS5 Pro and GTA6 going hand in hand for 60 FPS, and a little bit more on top of that. But we'll go ahead and jump right into it and get into our intros and see how everybody's been doing this week. Weep, how are you, man, and what have you been playing?
I'm fucking hot, man. Damn,
Yeah?
these temperatures are killing me. Yeah.
Toasty summer?
Yes. Thankfully, I'm a gamer, so I can have an excuse to stay inside.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I've been playing. Well, yes, I have played another game in Death Stranding. That's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Did it change your life? I mean, that's what I heard.
No.
Okay.
Oh, damn, not to know. I was like, okay, we're about to hear about greatness. Okay.
It's like I the thing is this game is not for people who have OCD like me, because I'm like, oh yeah, you mean I can dig through everything? So I was in the starting area, and like I was, before I even left the starting area, I had like 5,000 gold.
Oh.
So it's
You was just destroying everything.
I was destroying everything, and there was like something below everything, and I didn't even get everything, because at some point I collected like enough bananas, and I just went through the cutscene and went through the next area. So I don't know, but which made me feel like I missed something. But I guess probably you're not supposed to, I guess, collect everything, because there's probably shit everywhere. Um, but yeah, I was sort of like, oh man, like I'm never gonna finish this game. Because I'm
Damn.
gonna dig up everything. So yeah, I was like at the point, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Death Stranding. So yeah, I mean, I'll get to it eventually, but I'm not this is not looking like any GOTY contender to me. But yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
Nintendo fans are gonna
yeah,
come for you for that one.
Death Stranding
yeah,
2 won over GTA.
Oh, man.
yes, that's
W-
surprising. Okay,
Weep said he not swimming in the Nintendo Kool-Aid.
nope.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Damn.
come get me, Nintendo owns.
Oh
Right.
I
man.
thought you were a Nintendo, but apparently.
I'm an OG. No, I'm an what's before drones. I'm a manually piloted Nintendo boy.
Yeah, he said they don't control my reactions.
Exactly. That no AI involved for me. This is pure human intellect here. Now I'm the OG Nintendo guy, and I'm like, nah, this ain't it. So yeah, but yeah. So
So you think the 90 on meta?
is generous,
Yeah.
Mm.
but okay.
I like them words, fighting words.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like, can't change it. I guess it's no banana for Donkey Kong.
So what you're telling me is the media is treating Nintendo with a kid glove, eh?
They're treating Nintendo with the Mario gloves. Yeah.
That is accurate.
And other than that, obviously, Death Stranding. Still having a blast with it. I'm very methodical with it, so I'm still at chapter 7. I heard some of you guys already finished it, but yeah, I mean, I'm just cleaning up everything. When I see a package, oh, this is for a facility that I haven't maxed out yet. Yeah, sure, let's deliver it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I just unlocked the pizza dough fighting style, so
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm which like that dude is like I mean, a pizza baker dressed like Mario.
Yeah.
But but I like, and then the end, like there's apparently something with Pac-Man. Like is that dude the creator of Pac-Man or something? I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
he's
apparently
the
is a payment mangaka.
Ah, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Still don't know what it has to do with Pac-Man, but
No, I
uh,
get you.
I,
Um,
I did figure out finally where I know Rainy from.
yeah.
She is yeah, Deadpool, right?
Yeah. Hi, Wade.
Yeah. Hi, Wade.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Yes,
Okay.
Oh God.
I
of
didn't.
course.
I do love Rainy though. She is adorable.
The
Yeah,
irony
yeah, yeah.
the irony that he didn't know that though is funny because we talked about that in here multiple times after you went to bed, Weeb. So Omar was present for me and Morgan making that joke about Rainy.
Mm.
I
You know
didn't
Omar don't be
expect
listening to
that.
us.
No, it's a bit busy fucking up pizzas.
Hmm.
No, anyway, but yeah, yeah, I still absolutely love it. So yeah, I mean, definitely has potential. Once I finish it, to be go-to contender. I mean, I already see it up there. I mean, it's definitely going to be nominated there. I mean, otherwise, Jeff's have a divorce with his BFF. So,
Right.
so that ain't
Absolutely.
happening. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
yep, and
Jeff is on tour with them, which I just, man, I was laughing about when I seen
I
that.
cannot stop laughing at that. I was just like, of course he is. He's,
Yeah.
spending quality time.
He was
yeah.
like, "Oh, you need a host? Yeah, I'll be the MC. You know, I got you." You know, I was like, Jeff ain't about to let nobody else MC for Kojima. He was like, "No, I got you, boo."
I don't think. I don't think it's gonna win what Goatee. The first
No,
one didn't win it. I
no,
don't think
wait,
it.
no one is saying that. We're talking about nominations, sir.
Yeah,
Nominations.
nomination is obvious.
Yeah.
Like it's one
Thank
of
you,
the.
Omar. That's
Okay,
what we were saying.
thanks. Yeah, yeah, okay. Omar, wait your turn.
And then
Fuck you,
So,
uh,
Vegas.
I
I'm by the way surprised nobody's made a meme with with the CEO, but then the Kojima and Jeff version.
Oh shit! Yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, everybody been making every other one, so yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
We definitely need that one. But yeah. So one other thing that we don't normally do, but since we are basically at the halfway point of the year, just not, I mean, instead of not your most anticipated, but what is one of your most anticipated upcoming titles?
One.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
one of.
uh, well, then I'm not gonna mention the very obvious Ghost of Yotei, but I'm gonna mention the latest entry in the AI the Summoning Files series. Konami Data Can't Get No Sleep, I think was the title. So yeah, that's one of my most anticipated games of the year, which
Cool.
is should almost come out, or yeah,
Yeah,
should be getting here soon.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say I think it's around the corner here.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Morgan, how are you, ma'am, and what have you been playing?
I'm good, and like we've, I've been playing as all of us, Death Stranding 2. Um, really loving it. The more I play it, the more Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain vibes I get from it. It's just like the way you interact with combat and like the diversity of it and just the silliness of it. It just gives me Phantom Pain vibes. But um, I'm loving it. Taking my time, kind of like but not really because at first I was making sure to 5-star everybody, but then I was like, I really want to push the story. I kind of started not ignoring leveling up because if I'm on the way to a base, and I see some packages, I'll obviously pick them up and take them over there, but I haven't been stopping and prioritizing like I probably should. um but yeah, don't remember what chapter I'm on. I think I'm on, hold on, let me not lie. um like 9 or 10, I believe. Like in the latter half of the game. um Yeah, let me check. Oh no, never mind. I'm still on 8. I thought I was later than
Yeah,
that.
you
But
said 8 is long.
um, you're on 8.
No, I finished it.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay, I thought that's what you just
I
said.
said
Okay.
to be fair, 8 is long. Like
Okay.
58 is a long
Pause.
run.
Um, but yeah. I have been enjoying my time with Death Stranding. It's honestly been a blast. Can't really complain because I've constantly been upgrading and adding the roads and adding the monorails and putting it down a bunch of crap that probably gonna piss people off because I put stuff in places people probably don't need things, but they did it to me, so I'm just returning the favor.
Exactly.
Like here, yeah, put this giant private room in the middle of the path. Yeah, that's a great idea. Um, but yeah, it's funny enough, when I played the first game, as far as like combat goes, and taking on the mules or BTs, I was a lot more apprehensive. Like I would do my best to try to avoid them, or if I'm walking through a BT area, holding my breath and going by and really not engaging in combat. Or if I'm, was going through a mule camp, I would just like run or drive through it, just avoiding combat at all counts. But this game, I'm like going full fledged. I'm like looking for violence. I'm like, yeah, where y'all? I saw I was going through a BT field, and I could have driven through it. I did actually drive through it when the little bosses or whatever came out. But I kind of just parked the car on the other side, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm about to smoke. I kind of went back into the BT field and fought them, and it was fun. And that's kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm like being more aggressive in this game than I was in the first, which I appreciate because I do want to engage more in the combat of this game, and actually have fun with it. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, so far I'm absolutely loving Death Stranding, and I'll probably be finishing soon, maybe. Still debating on whether or not I'm about to go for the platinum or not. Just because there's a ton of other games that I really want to play right now. But
Yeah, that's what's
I'll
killing
probably
me.
end up doing it. I know, right? Knowing me, I'll probably end up finishing for the plat, but we'll see. But you said what's my most anticipated game for the
Well,
rest of
you
the
could
year?
just say one of, because I know most is like not really fair, because it's.
I'm trying to think. There's like so many different games I want to play, but I'm trying to figure out what would probably place the most for me. Yeah, like I said, Ghost of Yotei is the obvious choice, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick something other than that. Um,
What about
maybe.
Erica Holmes?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm already gonna get that though. That's like it's already
That
out,
game is out
so
already.
it's not a future tense game.
Oh, it's out.
Um,
Okay.
Jesus. Um, eh, maybe Mafia, the Old Country.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. You have been anticipating that for a while, so cool.
Yep.
All right, Omar, what have you been playing? And one of your
Uh,
uh anticipated games after you let us know what you've been playing.
so I just finished Death Stranding 2, literally an close to and a half hour ago, and great ending. Was fun. Curious if we're gonna get a 3 or it's over. Not gonna lie, I would love a 3. But besides the obvious, we talk about the skill points have literally no bearing on your gameplay. It give you so much that you're like, what am I supposed to do with it? I had around 1k, more than 1k skill points, which is laughable. But besides that, yeah, no, I do recommend the game. Great game, phenomenal game. I was the successor to the previous one. As for what I'm most and well, basically it's the obvious one, yotei, yeah. But since that's so obvious, I'm gonna go with one that I played the demo of, and I'm super excited about is Atana Lucas, which is a Metroidvania for a previous game I played called Atana Otter and Octave, which is a super hard and fun Metrovania that I just can't wait to get my hands on it again. And if everything is true, it come out in September, but we will see because it got delayed a previous time. So yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Yeah. As for me, obviously, Death Stranding 2 is a massive game. I have beaten it. But yeah. So far, I'm still pushing for the platinum, so that's taking me a bit here. Um, Going through some of the more tedious uh, things here. So hopefully, I can finish up the current trophy I'm working on, which will then kind of make it a little easier to feel like you definitely are locked in for the platinum. So yeah, just working on that right now. But again, the game was amazing. Um, Definitely one of my favorite games of the year. Um, it is definitely a strong nominee, uh, like Weeb said, and I definitely felt that even early on. Um, they improved a lot of the gameplay elements and a lot of things really early on that you can really tell and just give you so much more emergent gameplay mechanics, which was a big thing I was a fan of in the first one. Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, the game is phenomenal. So if you have any interest in it or playing it right now, enjoy the ride. It's a great game. Um, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about it once everybody is done with it, and most likely have a spoiler cast for that one because there are definitely some big reveals that happen um, as you go along and get along in the story. And um, Kojima's always setting up 15 different things uh, to for a potential sequel or other things or relating it to another game he's working on. So you never know what he's going to end up doing. Um, but yeah, um, and then I'm also still finishing up my playthrough. I'm at the very, very end, like uh, for um, Bravely Default on the Switch 2, the HD remaster. So yeah, like I said, I'm really at the end of that. I'm at the end of a lot of games. In fact, that's what's kind of killing me when you go for these elongated trophy runs. It's like there's 5 games on the docket you could finish up, be done with, even platinum, and they're more straightforward. But then something like Death Stranding really takes you out of all those games and really demands as much time as you will give it, and rightfully so. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Um, One of my most anticipated games, now that we are on, the essential latter half of the year now, for me is definitely still Borderlands 4. Um, Borderlands
Oh
4
yeah,
looks incredible. Um, the previews are nothing but good things. A lot of people getting hands on with it. Again, nothing but good things. Especially more important to me is like veterans of uh, Borderlands, who are getting a shot at it, who are talking about how great it is. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and that's really high on my list. As getting a really good co-op game per year is definitely, especially one where you play with more than one person, so where you can have very clean jump in, jump out co-op with up to 4 people, is always nice. And Borderlands has been a staple of that incredible jump in, jump out co-op. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Get back to the loot. Hopefully they support it the way they've always done Borderlands post-launch, with a ton of really great DLC. Some of the best DLC from Borderlands 2. So hopefully everything is reminiscent of that time, and we can get Morgan a proper Borderlands experience this time instead of whatever Tiny Tina was.
oh
But
yeah, absolutely. General Not DLC was great.
yeah, I mean they put
It
out
was phenomenal.
a ton of great DLC, so hopefully they
Yeah.
continue the trend. So in other news, for our first topic here, everybody remembers the joke with Xbox, when they started their prior generation, where they mentioned TV a lot, and just kind of went off the deep end with trying to make Xbox, I guess, quote unquote, the center of the living room. And it was all about they famously the line TV, TV, TV. When people put together the amount of times they mention TV in a single set. But now the opposite seems to be true, where Microsoft gets ready to kill off their movies and TV storefront on Windows and Xbox. So after 12 years, they're shutting it down. So quite a few people I've seen react to this, because apparently people were using this quite a bit. It seems like the main reason a lot of people had quite a bit on here is because they were doing a bunch of tricks to get Microsoft points build up and purchasing movies or TV shows and whatnot through there. Personally, I don't like doing that. It's not like a Microsoft thing, but I know people who also purchase stuff through like the iTunes store and stuff like that. I've never been a fan of that, like locking myself into an ecosystem that may or may not be there, or may be locked to a single device. You should always look for something that's going to be universally available, or at least going to give you as much free access to your purchases as possible, so that you don't potentially lose access to them, or lose ways in which you can access them. So yeah, this is obviously something that's been a big concern, and something most people have experienced in other media, in other TV or movie streaming services at this point. We've all gone to watch something on either Netflix or Hulu or something, and seen something that we like to watch on there has been removed, or gone back to its home network or something. So these things, they're always playing musical chairs with a lot of these things, but in this case, like I said, this one completely shutting down. They did state that you can still access it via a like movies and TV app that you can download from the store, but it's not something that's inherently installed. So you do got to locate it, but potentially you might lose access to it if they ever get rid of that entirely. I personally wouldn't trust that staying up indefinitely. Companies have definitely, when they've gone to shut down some of these stores, usually it doesn't take long after before they get rid of it entirely. So I would definitely look at, honestly, best advice for anybody is honestly just have your own server or physical media collection, whatever, if you really want stuff to be permanent, so that you don't have to wonder if you can stream it, or wonder if you've gonna have access to it in the future. They previously did shut down their Groove music service, which was something that they had going. Honestly, the only time I ever even seen it used, personally, was in one of the previous Forzas. So Microsoft definitely has started and shut down quite a few things. I mean, 12 years is not like a short amount of time, so it's not saying they didn't support it. But again, it doesn't really matter if you've got, a ton of your media wrapped up in there, just to see it shut down. So yeah, again, like I said, this one is interesting, but I mean, like I said, it kind of affects everybody. Everybody watches TV or movies or whatnot in here, so I mean, we've all, like I said, been through that. Morgan famously introduced me to The Office, and then The Office was like ripped away from, I believe we watched it on Netflix, but then it was ripped away back to their home app. So again, everybody has seen, like I said, something be removed or whatnot, and like I said, in this case, it's just your entire library. Again, obviously, I don't think this particularly affects any of us, but yeah, this one is an interesting one that you definitely want to report on, and make sure everybody is aware of it, because obviously that was something a lot of people did. Like I said, I've seen a ton of posts where a lot of people were really invested in this. Like I said, either via the Microsoft points and whatnot. So again, end of an era, end of the TV uh, for the Xbox division at the very least. Um, but yeah, I don't think anybody. There's not particularly a discussion topic. It's more of just a report of something. But I don't think anybody really had anything to add in this particular one. Um, any of you guys?
TV.
Right.
Well,
No.
not anymore.
Right. Not anymore. Yeah. That is gonna be the running joke for a while now. But yeah, sucks for people who definitely heavily invested in that. Like I said, not our problem. Just like this next one is definitely not my problem either. But we tried to tell people. Uh, so the Xbox PC handheld price leak happened, and people are freaking out. So the Asus Spanish web store accidentally listed the ROG Ally Xbox at €599 and the Xbox Ally X at $899. 899.01, that's such a weird. I don't know why they put the 01 on there, but apparently that's what they listed it as, which translates in US dollars to 700 and 1,050 in USD, making these handhelds a lot more expensive than the competition. So, anybody who's seen, a lot of people in the fanfare surrounding these things, obviously the, Xbox fanboys, I'm going to be able to play, PlayStation games on my, Xbox handheld, which of course it's a PC, which we did confirm that internally, Microsoft themselves, despite calling everything an Xbox, actually refers internally to the device as a PC handheld. So, while their fan base was out here doing all this free lip service, they internally refer to the device as a PC handheld, which is what we said from the very beginning, which is ultimately, like I said, all it really is. A more powerful ROG Ally with some, I forgot who said it, but with some Xbox love handles on it for the grips, and some Xbox branding. But yeah, this price, to see the reactions from people from this pricing was definitely pretty funny, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, I remember me and Morgan were famously laughing at Dustin Laguerre talking about like $299 for the like lower variant, and like I think it was like 500 at the most or something for these devices, and I was like, man, you guys are, which to me is like, was really disingenuous anyway. If you look at the currently available ROG Ally X, like it's not like we didn't know what their prices were on the market and thought that these were going to come out, be more powerful, and cost less. So I don't know where people were getting that. Obviously, a bunch of
Cancel
rumors
war,
were flying. You said what?
He wanted to, cancel war. He wanted to, hype up his audience.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to act like they were gonna compete with, Nintendo, which again, still wouldn't, because at the end of the day, it's all about the games. I was telling Priscilla and Morgan recently, Linus Tech Tips, who everybody knows is a big tech YouTuber, but he recently had his son choose between a bunch of handhelds, including like the $1,000 MSI Claw and a bunch of other stuff. He wanted the Switch 2 for his birthday, but he let him choose between every single PC handheld on the market, and in the end, he still chose the Switch 2, and it was largely again because of the library and the games, which we keep telling people. It's like, what do you do on these devices? You play games. So if one of them is not going to offer the games you want, you're going to make that decision accordingly. So yeah, another thing with people, trying to make it seem like, that this is one device fits all needs, kind of ordeal and whatnot on top of that was also pretty funny. But yeah, uh, like I said, the reactions to the price and stuff is pretty hilarious. But honestly, I wasn't really shocked. The price didn't shock me at all. The price seems pretty accurate. In all fairness, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be 1,050 USD just because that's a weird thing. That direct translation, so it'll probably be 899 or 999 because that's how they like to list things. Like 1,050 just seems weird. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people will definitely pick it up regardless of that price point. But I definitely saw sticker shock from quite a few people on my social media. Some people were like, "Man, I really still want one, but I don't know, like at that price." Like you could tell a lot of people immediately got priced out, and who were thinking it was going to be lower, based on reports and so on and so forth. Um, but yeah, Morgan, um, after all the fanfare and seeing these leaks and the reactions to these leaks, um, what's your pulse on this one? How are you feeling about the Xbox ROG Ally leaks? What have you seen from the people?
Um, honestly, the price itself doesn't surprise me at all. Um, I don't remember where the pricing was. Was that Europe pricing or?
Yeah, so as European, it was the Spanish website accidentally published it. So it was European pricing at 599 and 899 euros.
Okay. I don't think that it'll be 1,000. I think it'll because they don't really convert like that when it comes to electronics. I think
True.
it'll probably land around like between 8 or 900. Um, which is honestly is still high as hell, but I mean that pricing in itself doesn't surprise me. I mean the ROG Ally X is I think $800, right? And so they're not going to. And if this, as far as the black version goes, is the Xbox ROG Ally X, whatever the hell long ass name they're calling it. Um, I would imagine they would price that higher than the current ROG Ally. I mean, obviously, because it's a more powerful model. It's got with the Zen 3 chip or Zen 2 chip or whichever chip that's better.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, is going to be in that model. Um, and then with the way components are going, and who knows with the way tariffs are going, I could see it being between 8 to 900. I honestly I think people who were expecting or to buy this, I think they shouldn't be surprised at all by the there should be no sticker shock. I think when this was announced, people should assume that okay, I'm going to spend if I want the black version of this device, I'm going to be spending roughly between 800 to $1,000. I think you should have just already assumed that, put your mind to it. That's what I'm spending. That's what it's going to be. Because it's like anything like I don't see a where the better version is less than that. Because as we know, Microsoft is done eating costs of devices, right? We see that with their own hardware. Now that the price of the Series X is risen an extra $100 now, right? They're no longer eating the cost of production anymore. They're just it's gonna cost what it costs, and they don't care, right? So this price is not surprising at all, and people need to get ready for the next gen Xbox, because if it's true that it's half PC, half console, you're going to be spending a pretty penny on it. Like, don't expect it to be at a console friendly price if it's going to have, be the power of a PC and the convenience of a console. Then don't expect it to be console friendly as far as pricing goes. Don't expect it to be like 5 to 6 to 700. It's going to be more than that. Um, and people are just gonna have to accept it. This is what they're cheering for, and this is what they want.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be expected to pay for that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I have no interest in this handheld. I've never had interest in this handheld. Because again, it's no different than any of the other PC handhelds out there. Yes, it'll be slightly more powerful, but it's doing the same thing. If I wanted a PC handheld by now, I would have had one already. Like it's not, the big drawing point of this handheld is the Microsoft store, the OS.
Yeah.
But I mean, as we know, they delayed their own first party handheld because of their inability to get the OS up and running on time, right? And
Yeah.
the fact that Steam OS is kicking their ass, right? With Steam OS, it's apparently a lot more fluid. The FPS is, a lot higher, and like it just works. Apparently, games just work better on Steam OS. So right now, Microsoft is behind, and I guess that's why they're partnering with ROG so that ROG can focus on the hardware and they can focus on, the internals. But I don't see this beating Steam OS, at least right now, anyway. So again, this handheld really holds nothing for me. But hey, I'm not here to judge. Like if that's what you want, if you want this handheld, hey, more power to you. But again, the pricing when it leaked is not surprising. That's literally the price that I think everybody except maybe Xbox fans assumed it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's supposed to be releasing this holiday. So I guess we'll find out. Probably like September or something.
Yeah,
So
definitely
yeah,
not long now.
yep.
No, I agree with all those points. Weeb, what are you feeling about this?
I mean, you get what you pay for, I guess, or you pay what you get. I mean,
Yeah.
look, we all said it. It's just an Xbox branded ROG Ally. I mean, if you want to pay a premium for that, just basically, you have a sticker on it that says, "Hey, this is an Xbox." Knock yourself out. I mean, this is what Xbox has been reduced to. They're just saying everything is an Xbox, so they can just put their brand on everything, and they don't have to make anything anymore. And that's how they cut costs and slowly exit the console market because I mean it's no longer a console; it's a PC. So yeah, I mean. Yeah, sucks to suck, I guess. I mean, it's not even a suck to suck thing because you don't need to fucking buy this. Like, it does not add
Literally.
any value. All right. I mean, you can argue that for anything, but this is literally just buying something because it has a logo on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anything else that has been released so far has some sort of value. I mean, uh, some people say the PS5 Pro has no value. Fine, if it doesn't have any value for you, cool. But it is a console, that can play PlayStation games and can play them better. I mean, uh, Asus ROG Ally, with an Xbox branding is just that. It's not a new device. It doesn't do anything better than what you could if you go that logo. Um, it's not. Yeah, I mean, arguably, like Morgan said, Steam OS is slowly turning out to be the superior OS for the gaming experience. So yeah, I mean, I own a Steam Deck and I'm fine with it. I mean, it's not going to be a device that can play all the newest games, the highest settings, but it works. It's made by Steam, so they're making sure that those games are getting more and more certified to see if they actually work on your Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you a lot of freedom, to set up any way you want. Um, yeah, I mean, with the way that the Windows is turning worse and worse and worse. Yeah, and I'm not really hopeful there, considering that they're just firing everybody, replacing with AI. So it's just going to get worse and worse and worse to the point where people might question, do we still need Windows? I don't know. It's going to be that's going to take a while, but thank you, Microsoft, for finally making people see that even your core product is losing its value, people, and it is replaceable. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, if you wanna have a PC handheld experience, buy a fucking Steam Deck. Like that's gonna get you the best buck for your money, and it's it's optimized for it, and you don't have to deal with Windows. You don't have to pay premium for a sticker, and yeah, you can save yourself some money, I guess. Yeah, I mean the only thing that sort of the pricing me that wasn't surprising. The only thing that still irks me is the way that Mister I don't want to do something slimy or be not transparent about shit is trying to convince you that this is an Xbox when it's very clearly a device that you partner up with somebody else to just have your brand on there. Like
Yeah.
this is like buying uh, you know Nikes with a PlayStation logo on it. Doesn't make it a fucking PlayStation.
Exactly.
These are Nike shoes. They made a deal. Sony isn't suddenly in the in the sports shoes industry or market or whatever. It's just branching out, just cross branding, to have both companies profit from increased exposure. And Xbox is treating it, or Microsoft is treating it as if, oh, no, this is a new console. This is a new device we made for you, even though we didn't make it. It's fucking ridiculous, and they know what they're doing, right? They know this is not just the fanboys running with it. They know that the fanboys are running it because they're giving them everything they need to run with this, right? That's why this whole marketing campaign started with this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox, because they knew, they were gonna change the way they produce consoles. They're gonna partner up with third parties to have them develop, basically just put an Xbox sticker on their devices and call it an Xbox. They were preparing you for that. Like always, they're trying to muddy the waters, trying to obfuscate, what's true, what's reality. They're trying to, redefine words. What's an exclusive? What's an Xbox? I mean, at this point, Microsoft, just just tell us straight that you're getting out of the console business and just release your games, become a publisher. That's fine. I mean, if you have a good game, I'll buy it. But I mean, this sort of half-assness, this sort of trying to basically con you into thinking that this is because I don't know who they're trying to actually convince, because nobody in their right mind would think that this is an Xbox, except for the diehard fanboys who know it's not an Xbox, but are trying very hard to convince everybody it is, because that's what their masters told them to. But I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that that we're even having that debate. But yeah, I mean, again, if you like, I'm not stopping anybody from buying it. Like, if you don't have one yet and you want it with an Xbox logo, knock yourself out. If you want to pay premium for that, fine. If you have one and you don't care, like, I know plenty of people know that Xbox guys love to buy their controllers. I know also Nintendo guys love to buy multiple Switches, even if they have one that does exactly the same thing. If you want to do that, knock yourself out. Like, nobody's telling you how you can spend your money. Just as nobody can tell me that I that was wasting my money on ps5, which I guess that's a topic coming up. But I mean, yeah, this is what it is. No, you wanna get one, get one. But I'm not interested.
No, I agree. I think that is a funny thing that I've kind of, or thing or sentiment that I've kind of seen from uh, some of the guys that are claiming to want one. That's like, people are trying to stop them. And it's like, no one can stop you from getting one. if you want one. We're just, we're just,
Yeah.
being honest or transparent about what the device is instead of what people want people to believe it is. So it's, it seems like some sort of win or some sort of, get over for fans of that brand. And it's like, no, just be honest about what the device is. So, you know, uh, you don't have some
It's
people going out
yeah.
here purchasing something thinking it's one thing when it's really not.
It's very funny how it works when they're so it's really hard trying to sell you on device, and you're not telling them you're not interested, and then they turn out, you can't tell me what I want to buy. Like that's a whole different sentence. I didn't say that. I just said I'm not interested.
Exactly. And it's like, because then it turns into, how dare you not be interested in this
Yeah.
device? But yeah, it's wild. I'm interested to see what the final price will actually be. I still think they're definitely still going to be up there because I mean, even the OLED Switch is still 649. So I'm like, I mean, it's still going to be like it's still got to be 700 to 800 plus, like at this for at least the Black Edition. So I'm ultimately still interested to see, how that turns out and see what goes on there. Omar, what are you thinking about this reveal, the sticker shock that some people are experiencing?
Congratulations. You're going to pay what, close to 800 euro to stick it to PlayStation?
That's what they said.
Congratulations. Happy you're doing so. It's your money. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna even entertain the idea to tell you what to do with your money. It's literally your money. Only it makes you legit look foolish because you could literally buy for 300 euro, 350 a PlayStation 5 Slim and have a better experience than paying 800 to 900. Like, yo, console war is wild. I always say it, but I'm always amazed with what people are willing to do for console war. Like now,
Agree.
yo, I can't imagine. And for the people that gonna claim that, oh, I'm buying it because I want to play it with the Steam. I want to have Steam and everything on between. But most people talk like that already have a PC or a Steam Deck. So why would you like redundant being redundant as being redundant? That's basically what it comes down to. I would rather be redundant because of console war than actually spend my money in a good way. But hey, it's your money. Knock yourself out, dude. Or do that, or whatever your gender is.
Yep.
It's just funny. It absolutely is. But hey, congratulations. You're gonna stick it to PlayStation. 800, 900 euro. Yo, comedy gold.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Well, it'll be interesting to see who really puts up out of all these people claiming, money ain't a thing, and they throw it out like rice. So we'll
Um,
see if some of
I,
these people stand on business when it
I want to say one thing.
shows up. What's up?
So, the people that said I use Game Pass because I like to save money. How the like it just got to me right now, eh? Sorry to interrupt you, but like, how do you then go ahead and you wanna buy an $800 console just a ticket to play? Yo, dude, I give up. I legit give up. I didn't think about it, dude. They they want Game Pass to save money, yet then they go ahead and buy Series S, Series X, while already having the previous. So they have an X, they buy an S, and then they also want to buy every console under the sun, and now they want to buy the ROG Alloy. 5D chess. I'm done.
Yeah, it'll be like you said. It'll be interesting to see who actually ends up getting the device once it's finally out in the wild. A lot of people claiming, "Oh, this is exactly what I wanted." I mean, my hope is that my biggest hope out of this is that Microsoft actually manages something with this alleged game mode, like Windows S thing, because honestly, they've promised uh, Windows a more gaming focused, streamlined Windows without all the bloatware for better performance, even on PC. So we'll see again what happens with that. Again, I don't trust Microsoft to get it done just because, like I said, they've promised it for years and years and years. But that's probably my biggest hope out of this thing, is not necessarily the console itself, because or the handheld itself, because I don't have any plans to get one. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to benefit, um, PC players and be able to come to PC later, almost like a big picture mode for PC that will cut off a bunch of the back end processes and give you an increase in performance. So we'll see if all that comes to fruition, as well as obviously getting to see if Microsoft sticks to their guns and actually comes out with a next gen console, and whether or not that has Steam on it. So we'll see what's up. That's more to come. There's a lot of new tech on the horizon, and things to see in the next couple of years. And speaking of next things coming in the next couple of years, that is the perfect segue to our next topic. I said here a rumor from, like I said, a friend of the podcast, Detective Seeds, who I've been able to be on a podcast with a few times. Fun dude, just enjoys gaming. But yeah, he's got some contacts. He stated earlier in the day that he wanted to get some confirmation on some things that he was hearing about the PS5 Pro, and how things were working out and shaping up as it pertains to GTA 6. So it looks like he did end up getting some confirmation on the information, and went on to share that it looks like a lot of people have heard about this. The PS5 Pro is set to get an update for its PSSR, as well as other enhancements going forward. And it looks like that technology is being implemented early into GTA 6 while in development. PlayStation engineers are there for optimization of the new tech, and so far it seems to be maintaining 60 FPS on the Pro in multiple modes. So as it stands right now, it potentially is looking like the PS5 Pro could have a 60 FPS performance exclusive on the PS5 Pro, which would honestly just be the icing on the cake. It would be hilarious if this turns out to be the case, because a lot of people swore, for the longest it was pointless. The PS5 Pro wouldn't, be able to do this. A lot of people were told, which again, I never would say something so early, whether or not something would be able to do something or not. But yeah, it's funny to see a lot of people kind of scramble and freak out now that this information is coming directly from in a PlayStation engineer that is apparently working on the project. So that is where Seeds was obtaining the information and getting confirmation. Then on top of that, it also seems like another thing that we were wondering about, if PlayStation was going to get the marketing for GTA 6, which also seems to be the case. So not only just the marketing, but also PlayStation 5 later pushing bundles as well for GTA 6. Anybody who has been a longtime fan of Grand Theft Auto series knows it's pretty synonymous with PlayStation. It sells a massive amount of the lion's share on PlayStation. Outside of like when they did the DLC for Ballad of Gay Tony, where Microsoft paid for that exclusive DLC. On the PS2, GTA 3 was, famously a massive exclusive. Obviously, that did amazing numbers for them, and it looks like that partnership is going to continue into the PlayStation 5 generation. coming forward. But yeah, like I said, this is extremely exciting news for PlayStation 5 Pro owners specifically, but even PS5 owners, because like I said, the PlayStation team being there directly working with them for optimization is going to ensure that you have, the very best experience possible for, on your PlayStation 5, but especially the PS5 Pro, for that enhanced reason that you bought it. We all bought into the Pro, um, knowing that it's going to be capable of delivering us experiences that you can't, quite get on the PlayStation 5. Again, PlayStation 5 is still a great piece of kit, still delivering some phenomenal performance. If anything, like I said, the game we were all playing right now speaks volumes for that, with Death Stranding 2. Despite, having um, a significant boost to visual fidelity and quality, in the performance mode, you still get an amazing game designed from the ground up with the PlayStation 5 in mind, with the Decima engine, and still get to achieve something amazing, even on the base PS5. But yeah,
I'm that peasant.
yeah, I mean, but again, you're still benefiting, right? Because,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not complaining. It's funny. I just wish you was being honest. And said the entire what actually happened, which is PlayStation money at 60 FPS. Call it what it is.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that'll be a fun tagline if this does turn out to be the case. They always say they pay for exclusivity, so that'll be a fun one that I'm sure they'll have a field day with. If, like I said, this does turn out to be true. Regardless of a bunch of them saying it wasn't even possible, it wasn't going to happen, and this, that, and the third. So, they got to move the goalposts to something else once this information is confirmed outside of
I love
internal
how
sources.
people all pretend to be devs. Well, none of them are actually devs. That's the funny part is.
Yeah, armchair Twitter devs are apparently the most knowledgeable people on the planet. Or at least they act like it. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see this come to fruition, and honestly just see how much it just ends up driving the sales for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Is not only some people finally getting into that transition um, from the PlayStation 4 or PS4 Pro into this generation finally, um, but some people looking to upgrade their base experience to the PS5 Pro.
Do you
So
believe it? Do you believe the rumor is true or not?
I absolutely think it's true. I mean, I don't see why not. Like again, the PS5 Pro is severely underestimated. Um, and then, like I said, the other thing that also gets severely underestimated is when Mark Cerny speaks. Man, like it has always, come back to bite people who didn't believe what he said. Like, the man is a genius. If I don't know nothing else, Mark Cerny knows what he's doing. This man knows what's up when he designs these consoles for them from the ground up, uh, with all these features in mind. And like I said, if what they're talking about for um, the update to PSSR being extremely close to FSR4, which is an incredible uplift for AMD. Um, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be possible. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's gonna come to pass. So um, I'm ready for the freak out if it does happen. Some people think that I did see somebody say this, which I don't see why they would think that, but they're thinking if a 60 FPS mode is possible on the Pro, that it'll also be possible the uh, on the base. Um, I don't know where they get that in particular, because I mean the whole point is like the uplift on the PS5 Pro allows it to achieve definitely some different modes and different abilities that the base PS5 can't. So I don't know why they would think that would translate directly to the PS5. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, um,
But it would be interesting if they're able to get it on the base as well.
Yeah, I mean, even if they did though, the difference would be significant, um, based on everything that we've seen already. So, I mean, while they might be able to achieve it, and that would be great for people on the base, the visual fidelity when in the performance mode would definitely be a nice uplift on playing on the Pro, if not 60 FPS plus. We might be seeing an unlocked or VRR mode for PS5 Pro people if that's the case. So yeah, either way, it looks like PS5 Pro people are definitely going to be benefiting into the new year with the most anticipated game of all time at this point. I mean, it's safe to say you're talking about a game that its previous iteration releasing on PS3 has charted pretty much since its release, which is literally insane to think about. That was 20, like a device before 2013, like that. I don't know. It's just crazy to think about.
It keeps telling you. That's a crazy part.
It does.
It keeps charting. It's insane. Apparently, they found a good money loop with the online version. So yeah.
Yep. Morgan, I know you commented on this prior, and I know you, like me, are also highly anticipating GTA 6. Hearing this news, how are you feeling about this going forward?
Yeah, I mean, sounds great. Hopefully it's true. Yeah, have no complaints about that. I do see what you said about people saying, "Oh, well, if it's on the Pro, then it should be on the base," and their quote unquote logic for that is, "Oh, well, the Pro has the same CPU as the base, and it's only the GPU that's a little better. So if there's 60 on the Pro, then that should mean that there's 60 on, the base, because, and the Series X, because there's nothing different." And it's like, it's like they're like, I get people aren't game developers, but it's like they're not learning from the past at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's been plenty of games that have come out that have had 60 modes exclusive to the PS5 Pro. And two, I mean, look at Xbox's lineup, right? As far as their next gen goes, they've had. I'm looking at exclusively at Xbox because they're like the only publisher that has had 30 FPS games consistently. But if you look at their lineup, like say with like Starfield or Redfall or Hellblade 2, right? They released at 30, right? And their reasoning was, oh, this is what we want to do. This is about our, creativity. This is what we see. This is our artistic vision for our game. So we want to lock this at 30. And it's not that, as we see later, they got 60 FPS mode. So it's not like the games weren't capable of getting 60 on the Series X. It's the fact that they wanted the game to be a certain fidelity, right? They didn't want to muddy how the game looked in order to achieve a 60 FPS, right? Like they didn't want it to be like, less like 720p or have like screen tearing or the draw distance is off and like all of the visual negatives that come at pushing the game to 60. And so that's why I'm laughing when people say, well, the Pro has the same CPU, so why is the difference? It's because it's able to get the visual fidelity that GTA 6 and Rockstar are trying to achieve, like that, and the 60 won't compromise the visual fidelity that they're looking for. That's
Exactly.
why, if this is true, the Pro would have it and the others wouldn't, right? Because they again, it's not that these consoles aren't capable, because like I said, look at Starfield, look at Hellblade, look at Redfall, right? They eventually got 60 FPS, but it took some time because they were trying to get the visual level that they wanted for these games before getting 60. And the Pro would allow for the visual, for them to get the visuals that they want, um, while maintaining a 60 FPS. So for people who are trying to say, oh, there's no difference, it's a minute difference between the consoles, that's incorrect. But I just wanted to clarify that because again, people honestly don't think on this app, and they look at numbers as if, uh, again, something they should have learned throughout the generation, that oh, what you see on paper is what you get, right? Like, oh, the Series X it has this many amount of teraflops, so that means it should perform this much better than the PS5. And it's like the numbers you get don't always result in a one-for-one performance or level of level of performance between devices. Like again, people reading numbers and assuming things, but they're not actually working with these devices. So it's just like I just need gamers to kind of chill out, bro. Like we're not in the tech like that, so we don't really know how these devices work. And then another thing that that he mentioned in his his leak that really cements PlayStation and helps them a lot of the times have games that run better than Xbox is that they work closely with the publishers that they're that bring the big games out onto the platform, or not even the big games, but just games in general, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't surprising when he said that they're collaborating closely. Like that's what PlayStation does. They send a team out. They make sure that hey, this is we know you got a game coming out. Obviously, this will be the biggest game of the generation, right?
Yeah, this is the one
this
you
is the
definitely want to
game.
work on.
Yeah, this is the game you want to work on because this GTA 6, regardless of whether you UI, whoever likes GTA, it doesn't matter. GTA 6 is a massive seller. This is the game that's going to get people to finally get the fuck off the last gen and jump to this gen, right? This is like all those people that are, because there's still a huge chunk of people that are still on PS4, right? Because they're like, oh, I don't need to. Fortnite's on here, Roblox is on here, Call of Duty, all of the big, live service games that a lot of the casuals are playing. They are still available on PS4 and Xbox One, right? But this is the game that's going to move consoles. Like, we're gonna see really how PlayStation and even Xbox jump in console sales. Like it's gonna be huge, right? So this is the game that you want to collaborate with, that you want to be in the field with Rockstar to try to make sure, hey, get every ounce of power out of our device, right? We want to push it. We want to make sure that the best place to play the most anticipated game of the generation is going to be our box, right? They've already got, we already see they got the marketing deal, right? It hasn't been officially confirmed, but we can just go ahead and just they got the marketing deal, right? So it's like they've already going to be cementing their name with Rockstar, right? GTA 6, PS5 is going to be on all of the banners outside of GameStop, Walmart, Target. It's going to be on the YouTube, right? They're probably going to be putting it on, out there on the in New York on like the billboards and everything like that, on trains. So they're going to be having the marketing push. So what you want, like I said, months ago when the trailer and everything came out, I said what PlayStation needs to do is work with Rockstar and make sure that they have the best place to play GTA 6. And of course, that's exactly what it sounds like they're doing. They're working with them. They're making sure. And of course, because that they have the advantage of having a mid-gen refresh console, unlike their competition, they have the ability to have the best place to play because, as we know, Rockstar always releases their games on consoles first, and then months to a year later, then they release on PC. So if you have the best console in the market, you will have the best place to play the most anticipated game of the generation. So PlayStation, they did their thing. They had this Pro, and if they have a exclusive mode, performance mode, on their device, I expect pros to be flying off the shelf because especially, and I think a lot of the people who kind of are holding back as far as like PC players, right? The people who, oh, I can wait. I don't want to play this game at 30. I don't mind waiting a year. It's fine. I can hold off. If PlayStation can show that they have a 60 FPS mode and it looks good, right? As we know, Rockstar, even at 30 FPS, Red Dead 2 looked fucking phenomenal, right? So
Yeah,
I would find it hard to believe that if they had a 60 FPS mode, it would look bad or muddy or anything. The game barely launched with any bugs, as far as I recall. When I was playing it on my PS4, I don't think I had one crash, one hiccup, one bug. I think maybe. No, wait, I did have one bug. I did have one bug where Arthur like glitched through something, but I restarted the game and it fixed itself. It wasn't anything crazy. But they pretty much launch in a ready to go state, unless they've changed the way they develop or, this game is different. But going off their pedigree, they pretty much launch ready to go. So I would think the 60 FPS mode on Pro, would be, insane. I think it would work well, and I think it would play well. And I think if they showed trailers, the versus kind of trailers, like this is the game at 30, this is the game at 60, and they kind of show the differences and the fidelity and the FPS.
Yeah.
I think it could convince like some PC dudes to kind of be like, all right, I thought I was gonna be able to win, but here's the game. Oh man, here's the Metacritic. Oh, here's the reviews of it. Oh, everybody's saying it's phenomenal. Oh man, you don't want to miss out. Okay, I might cave. I'll get a Pro, right? But regardless of whether people get a Pro or a PS5, I think, yeah, PlayStations are gonna fly off the shelves regardless.
Absolutely.
Just because one, PlayStation smartly got the marketing, and their name's gonna be cemented with a GTA. So and obviously they're the most popular console, so they're gonna be the console that flies off the shelves. I think I can see PlayStation, because they're around 80 million now, I think. PS5s
close to, if not,
or 75.
Yeah, like 75.
Something like that. Yeah,
75.
75. I wouldn't be surprised if they if they went up to damn near 100 million or 90 something million. I can just see this causing PlayStations to just drastically increase. I think we'll definitely get an update. PlayStation always likes to update with their console sales, but around the mid financial reports, because it's coming out in May supposedly, if it doesn't get delayed again, right? I can see around their June, July updates, them telling us oh, we've reached this new milestone. And I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be huge. So yes, I do in fact hope that this this is real, right? I would love a PS mode, because that would definitely be the mode I would play in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, it sounds great. I think that eventually, even if the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, well, at least the Xbox Series X and the PS5, I'm not sure about the S, but I think that even if it doesn't launch with a 60 FPS for base consoles, I think they'll probably have one eventually. Now, the way Rockstar rolls it out will be questionable. They'll probably do a upgrade pack or a remaster or something, because that's the way Rockstar does things. They never do hey, here's a free upgrade. It's always no, buy this new thing or whatever, right?
True.
So I think I think they'll come up with a 60 FPS patch eventually, even if they don't launch with one. So I would worry if you have a base console, if you're oh man, I really want the 60 FPS, but I don't really want to pay for a Pro. I would think that they would have one eventually. Now when, who knows? But yeah, I mean this all sounds good. I mean, again, not surprising if PlayStation is working closely with Rockstar like we think they are. But I definitely can see them having this, and it would make no sense for PlayStation not to work closely with Rockstar, because this is the game that's going to get them out have their consoles flying out the store. I wouldn't be surprised that if they announced a 60 FPS patch, that all of a sudden pros would be hard to find. Because I know PlayStation obviously isn't making them at the same rate they're making their base console. So I could see all of a sudden, oh, they're sold out on Amazon, they're sold out in Best Buy, they're sold out everywhere. Oh, PlayStation's having to release, they're having to sell them on direct to make sure people aren't scalping them and shit like that. I can see this kind of situation happening. I would hope not. I would hope people would have easy access to it, but I can definitely see some type of situation like that happening. But regardless, all that sounds great to me. I really hope this is true. We will do enough. But I mean, it would definitely make all the pro haters a little upset, I think. They the pro doubters oh, it's overrated, there's no kind of difference between it, there's no benefit to it. Yeah, I think, and at the same time, that's supposed to be at the same time that the Pro update is supposed to come out, right? The FSR4 Pro update is supposed to come out in May, and apparently devs already have access to the upgraded toolkit, so that they'll be able to release patches at the time that the update comes out. So which I'm assuming Rockstar would already have the dev kit, the toolkit to the upgraded version of FSR4 that'll be implemented into the Pro, it's even more of a reason as to why the Pro would be able to handle 60 FPS for GTA 6, right? This tool set is a lot more. FSR4 is, miles ahead of FSR3, right, which has its share of problems. But we've seen some examples of FSR4 that's they've been able to handle those higher frame rates and they don't have that kind of ashy look to them anymore when you play a game that's 60 or higher. So yeah, mix the update with Rockstar. I think you have like a winning combination of a game that'll run pretty damn good. So can't wait to see an update of Rockstar's GTA 6.
Agreed. So I know Morgan said a lot. Morgan was.
Sorry.
I wanted to go Morgan first because I know she's really excited.
My bad.
For the game. No, you're good. No, I went to you first because I knew you were excited and I knew you would have a lot
Hell
to
yeah.
say about it. As also a fellow pro owner, as well. Now to my other fellow pro owner, Weeb. How does this news make you feel? Does it just cement further your excitement and the purchase you've already enjoyed thoroughly, that is the PS5 Pro, and hearing about not only the 60 FPS for GTA 6 but the PSSR update being confirmed to already be worked on and already paying dividends as far as performance?
Yes.
We was like,
Wow.
absolutely.
Great job, bro.
Yeah, just yes.
Phenomenal, Weave.
I mean, you said it all. I mean, yeah, like I don't need any validation. I mean, I'm a grown ass man, can make my own buying decisions. I
Facts.
didn't need any convincing. I just wanna, even if it was a little bump, I just wanna have the optimal gaming experience. And if you can afford it, why the hell not?
Yeah.
It's my main console. I spend most of my time on it. Is giving me the best gaming experience, across the board. So yeah, why the hell not would I jump at the opportunity to upgrade? I mean, I did it with the Pro, I did with the PS4 Pro, did with the 5. So even if it was, just a little bump, would be fine for me. But yeah, I mean, we all knew that it wasn't just gonna stay with that. We seen the magic that our resident serial killer lookalike Mark Sorty is able to do. I mean, that man is the most valuable asset PlayStation has. They should make sure to give him all the money to stay, because I mean, he just does wonders. I mean, so yeah, this is absolutely great news that we're gonna get even more performance out of our pros going forward, and absolutely huge that they're able to not just have the marketing rights for GTA 6, but basically they can tell people, yeah, you know, this is the best place to play it, and that's not a lie. I mean, it's not going to be on PC day and date. The Pro is the most powerful console right now available, and they're gonna have an optimized mode. Like if that's the only console you're gonna be able to play it on 60 FPS, I mean, come on, like you're if you were on the fence, that's the moment where, and probably the moment is now, because you don't want to be the one to wait until the last second when the game comes out.
Mhm.
Then you can find one if you were really keen on playing in 60 FPS. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. For all the shit we're gonna give them for their gas push, they're still on point with these kind of things with their third party deals with the marketing and with yeah with the console. I mean, there's no doubt that they knew what they were doing when they designed this device. They knew what to do with the OG PS5. They knew what they're doing with the Pro, and they keep on delivering there. And I mean, it's sort of that's kind of the the difference I think between them and their competition. I mean, Xbox generally overpromises things and doesn't deliver. Nintendo doesn't give a fuck. and
Wait, they have a competition?
well, technically they do, yeah. And even though they're not trying very hard, but and PlayStation is just wait and see. They're gonna deliver it. It's a fine device, and then they're just gonna say, yeah, look, not like it's with everything. Like the same with when they released the PS5 and said, yeah, okay, we don't have any expansion yet for the SSD because they're not yet. There are no compatible ones yet on the market. But lo and behold, now there are plenty of SSDs that work with the PS5, and they're comparatively comparatively dirt cheap if you compare that to the proprietary ones that Xbox uses. I mean, in the end, that was the right decision. Even though you had to wait a little longer, you could eventually get one that was better than the ones that Xbox sold you and at cheaper price. So their decisions in general seem to be well thought out, well planned ahead in terms of the hardware, and you should not doubt them there. Like they're delivering there, and they have a plan, and that plan generally comes to fruition, right, and gives you more value as the time moves along with your purchase. So again, very happy with the Pro when I bought it. Still very happy with it, and bound to be happier with it because it's going to give me more options to play my game at different fidelity modes, performance modes. I'm all for it. Like that, this is what we want, right? This is what we expected from the next gen. Consistent 60 FPS mode. No longer have to choose. Um, and the Pro seems to be on its way to deliver that. So very happy with hearing this. And I mean, if you're like I said, if you're on the fence, and you definitely and you're hearing this and you want to play GTA 6 60 FPS, I'd say don't wait too long. I say go for it if you can afford it because I don't think you will regret it.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. At least if you are gonna wait for full on confirmation, um, make sure you got the money ready. So the moment,
Yeah.
if that's the thing that's holding you back, that you pull that trigger
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, immediately, man.
Yeah, because I
I
can
noticed
already see the complaints.
oh yeah, and I noticed it's a certain group that is hating on this information at
Of
the
course.
moment. Mind you, and that they're upset about the person who is leaking it, saying oh, he doesn't have a source, oh, this is fake news, blah 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 blah, the spiel.
Mm-hmm.
But mind you, this is the same group that was very happy with the rumor that he was putting out about the Oblivion remaster or
Mm-hmm.
remake or whatever, which he got right. He said it was good. He like a week before it came out or a month before he said the exact day that they were going to announce it, and that's when they announced it. And they didn't disbelieve that one, but for some reason they are a little more apprehensive about this one. But just wanted to put
Oh,
that
it's
out there.
because you know how it is. They don't want PlayStation to get a W.
Yeah, yeah. I expect if this news is true, because again, nothing is certain, right? Nothing has been confirmed. But if it is true, I expect certain groups to be upgrading the PS5s because let's be real, most of these dudes have PS5s.
Yeah.
But they won't be informing people that they've upgraded their PS5,
So,
Oh
and
yeah.
by the
turning
way,
in.
Xbox
Go ahead.
have another problem at hand. The Series S.
What about
So
it?
even let's say in a chance that the Series X can run GTA 6 at 60, Series S would never be able to do so. So I'm curious what Xbox is going to do then. Allow it?
They're not. Wait, hold on. I need people because people keep confusing. Uh, Xbox doesn't care about FPS. The only thing they care about when it comes to Series S is the content has
Yeah,
to be the same.
content.
Because there's been plenty of games that have launched 30 FPS on Series S with no 60 FPS mode, and then the Series X has had a 60 FPS mode. So
Oh,
they don't
gotcha.
care about the 30. Like if it can't release at 60, that's fine. It's only the fact it's got to be content. That the content has to be the same.
Content
That
parity.
was the issue. Yeah, that was the issue with Baldur's
Gotcha.
Gate.
Thanks for explaining.
Yeah, because the issue with Baldur's Gate was, oh, you're not gonna have the co-op feature. So that's why they couldn't release it on Xbox until Xbox was like, it's fine if it doesn't have co-op, just release it anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Okay. And then Omar, obviously you don't have a pro, but
No, I'm a peasant.
like I said, that PlayStation engineers are still directly working with them now as a PS5 owner and seeing the results of that all gen long. And when PlayStation is in the room, assisting and sending XDev and other engineering teams to work with these people, you've gotten that benefit. Um, throughout the generation, and constantly getting the most optimized version for your console. So hearing that, and this news in general, how are you feeling about GTA 6 potentially for you playing in the future? Hearing all this.
Again, PlayStation money hating 60 FPS. But now, for real though, now, it is interesting to see if going to be panning out like this because if that's going to be the case, then PlayStation have a significant lead then because they will be the only console that be able to run GTA 6 at 60 FPS. And by doing so, you're gonna corner the biggest, semi-biggest market, which is the casuals that fuck with GTA. And yeah, when Morgan said that going from 70 to 95, I was doubtful, but yeah, no, if you're the only one, and especially how GTA 5 still today still selling like hotcakes, yeah, I would absolutely believe it. But me, the peasant, yeah, if it comes to PlayStation, if PS5 can handle 60 FPS, great. No, hey, I'll play 30 FPS. I don't, well, I don't care. I never cared really about FPS. But yeah, no, smart move by PlayStation. And I'm curious what Xbox is going to do about it. Because so far we know they don't have a mid-gen console.
Oh, they ain't about to do nothing. They're just gonna sit there.
So far, I remember Phil Spencer said that he is either not a fan or he's not gonna do a mid-gen
Yeah,
console.
they're not gonna do a mid-gen, so
Yeah,
they're not gonna
so
do anything about it. They're just gonna be like, I mean, you can play GTA 6 on our console if you
well,
want.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna help release, or at least they're partnering with ROG Alloy to bring a what do you call it, a handheld that's gonna play PlayStation 5 games. Congratulations.
I mean, yeah, but that the handheld isn't gonna help when it comes to GTA 6, though.
No. It's banter. It just it's banter. But yeah, no. Real talk though, they're fucked. That's basically it. Because the biggest game on the market, and your competition have a big lead on it. So would it be enough for PC people to buy one? I don't think so. PC people would rather wait. You know how they are. They would rather wait. The people that do own a PlayStation 5, they they might switch to a Pro. Other than that, yeah, no, they're gonna wait. Because, they want the frames, they want the, what you call it, wide monitor and all that jazz.
No doubt.
And I
Let's
do
see.
it.
Yeah, sorry. I accidentally had my mic muted. But yeah, no, I agree. It'll be exciting. I don't know. It's gonna be an exciting time to really see where PlayStation is at that point. The benefits this has for it. Like I said, people definitely, I feel like, uh, underestimate, I guess, the push that this is gonna have in tandem with other things that PlayStation is doing at the time as well. So I don't know, that like this is definitely looking like what I call the full stride moment for PlayStation, where I always describe the generations like when you watch runners, Olympic runners take off. They start in kind of like the downward position, then you got to get up, and then you're in full stride before. So like PlayStation is just, they are potentially positioning themselves for, I mean, they're already ahead, right? This is already the most profitable generation, but like between everything they've got lined up, funny enough, on the screen, Phantom Blade Zero coming, Lost Soul aside, not too long from now, Ghost of Yotei, then the rest of the games they have lined up further in the year, Where the Wind Meets, all the other project games on top of grabbing the marketing rights, bundles, and potentially the only place to play the game at 60 FPS, the most anticipated game of the entire generation. Like, honestly, I really, really hope PlayStation plays their cards right with this, and really locks in and solidifies all this stuff. Because like I said, as long this plays out the way we think it will, like you said, they're easily soaring past 100 million consoles, easily. And like I said, typically, even PC people, like I said, a lot of people claim, oh wait, look, I'm sorry, I've seen FOMO get people all the time. And then like you said, there's the closet FOMO people, the ones that don't like to admit, they definitely spent the money.
We've seen it even without GTA 6, right?
Exactly.
We've seen dudes say, "Oh, I have the Pro, it's fine. I have a PC." Then immediately we see them next week on their podcast or on Twitter or something saying, "Yeah, I got the PS5 Pro," and I'm just like,
exactly.
okay, like, oh, so you folded, huh? And so you're telling me that if you add the biggest game that's gonna launch this gen into the mix, and with the potential of it being the best place to play it, that that a lot of these dudes won't fold to the FOMO. Like, come on.
Exactly.
What they're gonna do is take those PS5s that I know they have, and they're just gonna trade them in to upgrade to, and then pay the remainder to upgrade to a Pro. That's what's gonna happen. And that's what they're gonna say, like when people call them out, like, oh, I thought you were gonna get a Pro. Oh, I just traded, yeah, but I just traded my PS5, so it wasn't 700, so I only had to pay like 300 or something, it wasn't that big of a deal. So, but like I said,
Make a lot of big deal out of it. Yeah, I just traded my PS5. Yeah.
But like I said earlier, get ready for the narrative that if this turns out to be true. Because, like I said, this is still just a rumor, so don't take it that we're claiming it to be true, okay? this is the if part. But if it does turn out to be true, like I said, get ready for that narrative that PlayStation Money had it in performance mode, bro. Like, it's gonna happen. Oh, bro. Oh, so they were working closely with Rockstar. Oh man. Oh, they definitely paid Rockstar to make sure that those other consoles didn't have a 60 FPS mode. You know why they did that, bro? They did it because the pros don't sell, so they're doing it in order to make the Pro like a better console and make it not look like a ripoff. And that's what we're gonna hear. This is the narrative that we're gonna hear. We're gonna hear PlayStation did all of this just to ensure that they could get pros to fly off the shelves, right? Because it's a the pro is a money sink, and PlayStation can't sell it, and it's a rip off, and customers know it, so that they had to do this in order to make the pro look like it's worth something, blah 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 blah. Like Rockstar needs PlayStation's fucking money apparently. But
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, one of the richest companies that prints money needed their money.
They literally money, and apparently they love PlayStation so much that they're willing to up in their own game, right, to handicap their own game on other platforms just to make PlayStation happy. But right. I'm getting ready for those delusional takes if this does happen. You didn't even let me finish my sentence. I said I get ready for those takes if it does happen. And I started the sentence, sir, with "this is a rumor," and that does not mean I believe it, bro. Omar, I need you to listen. I said if, bro.
I literally asked the same question. I'm curious what you guys believe the rumor or not, because
Do I believe the rumor?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Are you okay? You're asking if I personally believe it. I think there's a high chance of it. Right, I don't think that I'm not a yes or a no. I think there is a high probability that this is true, just because PlayStation and Rockstar's relationship has always been very close. Right, we've seen it. I'm pretty sure they had the marketing deal with Red Dead 2, and then they had the marketing deal with the remaster for GTA 5, because that was like the first thing they announced in that 2020 showcase. That Jim Ryan, the famous, we're gonna let the games do the talking. The GTA 5 remaster was the first thing they talked about, right? And now like I said, I've been saying for months that PlayStation should be working closely with Rockstar at this point. So I don't see why they wouldn't have a 60 FPS mode if they have a console capable of doing it, like the Pro, and you have a development team like Rockstar who are highly capable of pushing the hell out of your console, right? They pushed the hell out that PS4 with Red Dead 2. It did some things that I didn't even think was possible on a damn PS4. And I had the base model, and that shit looked freaking phenomenal on my PS4 when I played it. So yeah, I have no doubt that just like what they did with the PS4, they'll be able to push the hell out the PS5. And I mean, we've already seen the PS5 version, because that's what they showed for the last trailer, right? They said playing on a PS5, and they had to come out again when people were saying, oh, it was like in-game assets, it wasn't really gameplay, and they had to come out and said, no, this is actual cutscenes and gameplay from a PS5, not like a dev kit. It's not like some a slice, right? It's actual gameplay and cutscenes playing on a PS5. So yes, PlayStation's working closely with them. So I have no doubts. Like, I am pretty certain that, if a 60 FPS mode exists, it will exist on the Pro. So hopefully that'll answer your question.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, either way, it's going to be the best place to play it. Whether it's a 60 mode or not, it's definitely by far going to be the best place to play it. So we definitely know
especially
that.
Since this game supposedly, at least according to Digital Foundry, has hints of ray tracing. So PlayStation 5 Pro is really well equipped with handling ray tracing. So it'll definitely have better lighting, better volumetric lighting, fog, draw distance, all that stuff. It's going to be way better on the Pro.
Agreed. Yeah, and with the FSR 4 PSSR like update, it'll be even better.
It's so convenient that update is coming out at the same time as GTA6.
Ain't it though?
I wonder why that's happening.
You know, it's not like Mark Cerny designs with the developer in mind.
You know, they would have this huge update to come out at the same time. The biggest game of the generation's happening. Huh.
It's a nothing burger. You're delusional.
Apparently.
That's what they'll say. But yeah, all exciting. It'll be interesting to see that. All right, so what I'll jump into next, since we were already talking about PlayStation 5 Pro and the tech. This one was exciting from a tech standpoint about what the future could hold. And this was something that I guess was coming out of a discussion that happened with Digital Foundry, and obviously us on the Pro and so on and so forth. We've seen even on the standard what they've been able to achieve this generation, and we're not, it's not even over, right? We haven't got those. We haven't even gotten those end of life games that are the last, like 2 years, where they really, really push the console, and you get, some of the craziest looking games around, which, Intergalactic is obviously going to be one of them. So we definitely got a lot coming up. So that, obviously speculations are high about what the PlayStation 6 will likely feature, and what they're going to do to really push it to the next level. Again, optimization is always key. I already know Cerny is probably looking at some crazy doing, the custom IO, custom throughput, all these things that consoles have in place, and the way that they handle gaming to give you such an amazing amount of performance for your dollar. But the rumor right now is the PlayStation 6, after the discussion, they're thinking, so currently PlayStation 5 has 16 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of RAM for everything that it's doing and taking care of, that you're able to see that they're able to achieve on it so far. Digital Foundry is thinking, based on advanced ray tracing, machine learning, and all the other advancements that have started to come to pass, especially even on the PS5 Pro currently, that they think the next one will likely have 24 gigs of RAM. And there's a reason for that, with the advancement of RAM and certain things with pricing. They talk about it further. It says here, the PlayStation 6 is expected to feature more RAM than the 16 gigabytes of RAM in the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, but the tech experts at Digital Foundry don't think the next generation system will have much more RAM than the current systems for several reasons. Replying to a supporter's question during the weekly podcast, the known tech experts commented on how much RAM the next generation systems should it be expected to have, starting with the PlayStation 6, given what can already be achieved with 16 gigabytes, and how we already are hitting limits in regards to textures and art assets. They said that 24 gigabytes of RAM sounds reasonable, as extra RAM over the current systems will be needed for machine learning and more advanced ray tracing. That's already been teased as part of the future of PlayStation. Additionally, the cost of DRAM is high and hasn't seen any significant drop in the past few years, so this will undoubtedly be a limiting factor. Also, if the rumored PlayStation handheld is real, it will likely come with 16 gigabytes of RAM, making the 24 gigabytes of RAM a more sensible choice for the home system, if developers are supposed to target both systems with their games. And then it does say they did mention, obviously, the next Xbox in tandem with this discussion, because they're talking about the future in general, stating with the next Xbox, however, predictions are a little harder to make, as Microsoft may decide to go a different direction and not compete directly with PlayStation 6, the next gen system, but with pre-built PCs, which, of course, again, I've talked about that. We've talked about that. Everybody's kind of aware of the significant difference in PCs versus consoles, and that's been the rumor on their side is, oh, they're gonna, solidify console and PC and put them together, and it's gonna make the magic happen that's never existed before. Like I said, I'll believe that when I see it. like I said, because Microsoft, as far as the Windows team goes, has definitely not been able to achieve anything remotely like that over the years. But if they do, cool at the same time, because my PC is already significantly powerful. So, I mean, it'll just benefit me on both platforms, whatever they decide to do. But yeah, listening to this, as far as what they're going to be capable of essentially doing with that, like you guys heard, the DRAM, prices have not gone down in particular. Largely, just to let people understand that further, is largely because so many things use a lot of the components that make that up. One of the biggest acquirers of that, or NAND, as it's known as, like one of the main things that's a contributor to this, is Apple. Apple acquires this stuff in droves for their smartphones, and they typically get priority because they have so many. So that's one of the other big reasons you'll see where the DRAM or NAND has been consistent in its pricing and not necessarily decreased. But honestly, I mean, to me, that sounds reasonable. Again, the big thing to take home from the 16 to 24, that's a significant jump. Most people right now, when you're building a PC, I recommend about 32. So 24 on a console that's completely optimized to the metal, the way that PlayStation typically is, where they have access to every bit of it. I'd be interested to see if it's more, though. Like, honestly, this is kind of the exciting speculative time for what the PlayStation 6 potentially could achieve and do. But yeah, I mean, more, like I said, we've already seen hints and bits, especially, like I said, on the PS5 Pro specifically, what implementing bits of machine learning and all that stuff. Now, getting that obviously designed from the ground up with ray tracing and all that in mind, and having those custom architecture solutions, working with AMD, Mark Cerny, PlayStation, and so on and so forth, we can expect the PlayStation 6 to definitely deliver some things that are on a completely different level. And I mean, we're already, like I said, seeing some end of the generation stuff that really looks impressive. Which one of those games is on screen right now? I forgot the actual name of this game, though. It has like a weird name, but it was one of those games we saw at the Summer Games Fest. What is it on there? Mudang, Two Hearts. That's what it was called. But yeah.
Oh,
again,
you talking about the Last of Us 2
The
clone?
last
Yeah.
clone, yep.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks awesome though. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it looks good. I'm not complaining.
yeah, they, hey, borrow all the animations you want if you're gonna give me something that looks this awesome. So
Precisely. If you're gonna mimic the combat, I'm all for it.
yeah, like the combat was
Mimic it from the
phenomenal
best.
in that. So yeah, I'll take it. But yeah. So I mean, thinking about this and what we potentially could see from the PlayStation 6 in the future. Like, obviously, we just talked about the PSSR implementation and all the other stuff that's going to happen. Seeing what they could potentially do. What is something, I guess, what I would ask from you guys more so, because obviously this is from a game standpoint, right? We always want to know what they're going to do for the future. I'm going to start with Omar. Hearing, what the PlayStation 6 might be capable of and going forward, what is something that you're looking forward to, or a game that you think you'd want to see maybe make a comeback with the PlayStation 6?
My point, Resident of Dragoon, but that's never gonna happen, so maybe a new Infamous, cause
Okay. I was about to say, I lined
Oh,
that up
God.
perfectly for you. I was like, if he doesn't say Infamous, I'm gonna flip. Like,
Yo, not freaking
no,
Infamous,
the
man.
only
He ain't never
reason I said the
listen,
only
he
reason
ain't
I
never gonna
said
let that
that is
go.
because of the comments that they made, that they won't work on something like that. They wanna.
I mean, they specifically were talking about a remaster, not a new game, though.
I mean, after with. Yeah, I get it, but if they finish Yotei, when they finish Yotei, we'll be done with it this year. We're gonna see what they're gonna do.
Man, you want them to go back instead of making a new IP?
Absolutely.
Oh my
Are
God,
you kidding
Omar.
me?
Yes, I am kidding you. Cause what the fuck, man? Why? Like we've gotten like 4 or 5 Infamous. How many damn Infamouses do y'all want?
There is only 3 Infamous. What you're talking about?
There's like in the little DLC or whatever, the little half
DLC,
one. What?
DLC is literally DLC. What you're talking about?
Like is the Infamous story not done? Like what more do y'all want them to say?
I mean,
You can just
it'll be interesting. I think they would definitely have to tell a completely new story, from a completely new aspect. Like,
Yeah,
Nah,
like-
man. Listen. I want them to work on a new IP. It's time. Like
Yeah,
y'all always
they do.
want PlayStation teams to go back and do some old shit. I'm like, no. Why are y'all always trying to hinder them to go back? Like we should be moving forward. Because listen, if they never stopped Infamous, we wouldn't have gotten Ghosts. So I don't want to stop and be like, oh, I want more Ghosts because I want some new shit. Like I want
so you
them
want
to
them
continue to
push new
grow
ideas.
and push new ideas because we never know what our new favorite IP is gonna be because y'all want to continuously go back and make them make old shit.
Morgan, I take it from here. Fuck
Oh
Infamous.
yeah.
Fuck Killzone. Fuck Resistance. We don't
Exactly.
need all that shit. That shit
Exactly.
failed. You're remembering it way too positively. Like those games
No.
didn't do jack shit.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Listen.
when it comes to Infamous, Infamous was better than every single superhero game that I played so far.
Better than Spider-Man?
Before Spider-Man came out.
No. So far.
Yeah, no, I would even give it before Spider-Man 1. I mean after Spider-Man 1.
So why do we need another superhero game?
Because superheroes is fun.
But listen.
No. When are they not though?
This is why they're not what?
Superheroes, like I love being a superhero, making use of different.
Why would you need to make a game of a bootleg superhero when you have the real deal now?
We're getting Spider-Man gameplay and Infamous gameplay are two different things. Spider-Man.
Oh, now it's different. Okay. You do know the superheroes. The only thing that can be called superhero is a Marvel or DC character, right?
I'm talking in a broad sense. You want to call Infamous?
I mean, I would think that Spider-Man's powers were a lot better than any of the stuff that you did in Infamous. I mean, if you're talking about like electricity, I mean, even Miles already has that. So it's like, what exactly are we missing that Infamous is gonna give us?
The versatility in Infamous
the origami powers, right?
There is no origami power. It is in the game, but we never get it. What we do get
it's just like
the superhero power, the video game power, which is phenomenal. The neon power, which is again phenomenal. Like again, that's what I like. I like unique stuff, and
you like unique stuff, but you want them to make an old ass IP again. Yeah, sure.
That's my thing. It's like that's how I look at it, right? Like I enjoy Jack and Dexter for the time, but if they never stopped making that, we would have never got Uncharted, right? And if they never stopped took a break from Uncharted, we would never got The Last of Us, right? And now they stopped with The Last of Us, and now we're getting Intergalactic. So it's just like that's what I want from all of PlayStation's development team. I'm not saying they have to make a new IP every damn year. Like I'm not like those fans who are like being insufferable about PlayStation, but I don't want them to go back and being like, that old IP we worked on 10 years ago. Let's do that again. Let's make another one. Like no. Let's keep making cool ideas. Let's give me another new IP that I can fall in love with. Like, if you're done with the current IP that you're working on, right? Just move on to something new. Like, and if they want to do remasters and remakes, give that to Nixxes. That's what they're there for. Let them work on that. Like here, do a remaster package for Infamous Nixxes. y'all, y'all do that, and people who want that can buy it. But as far as the main team, let's work on something new. Let's bring something new to the table. Development takes too long for y'all to want us to always go freaking back, man. Like, we're waiting 5-6 years for games, but y'all want us to go back to these old shit. Like, no.
Hey, Nix, if you're hearing this, please just remaster Infamous so that Omar
Yes.
will shut the fuck
I
up.
think that will appease Omar enough that he'll let them, he'll let Sucker Punch slide.
Though you'll probably gush over and everything. Oh my god, guys, you hear them? We're making Infamous. Yes, Omar, we heard it the last time podcast.
Honestly, that might make, because then he'll be like, see what we could have if there was a new Infamous. Look at this, guys! Look how amazing it is. This is exactly why we need another Infamous game. We can't win with Omar, but it's okay. I know you like what you like, Omar, but development and studio costs and everything. It's just too much to be going back to old shit.
I get it. It's just I wish if they had upgraded Sucker Punch, where they can work at two IPs at the same time. But yeah, no, that reality that's not the case.
No, I mean I don't disagree. I don't think I would mind it as much as they're saying, only because, like, for me, I feel like that world, if they really have a truly new story to tell, and it's
oh my god, and you're falling for the
different.
propaganda. Oh no.
Hold on.
Not like this.
If they have a completely new story to tell, a completely new protagonist,
which was what was with Second Son.
Yeah, when we say how well that turned out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that turned out so well for them too.
This if it's their idea. Like, it's not, this is if this is something they're, fumbling with internally, just because. I mean, I'm a fan of what they've done with the series, as far as, I mean, they were the, that was a terrible pun. I was like, they're infamous for their particle effects and stuff like that. So being able to see that on.
Listen, y'all got that in the wind now. Y'all need to let that go.
Hey, look,
we got that in the wind in Yotei. Those are your parts.
I'm just saying. Hey, look. I mean, we just got that in Death Stranding. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it looked incredible. So, but yeah, I mean,
that's about all it was.
And they can put it in a new IP. It doesn't have to specifically be Infamous.
Look, that's kind of the thing is, the PlayStation guys, if you're listening to this, like, we're way too nostalgic for everything that PlayStation made. And look, if you like it, fine. I'm not gonna argue against this, but things like, there are iconic franchises. Like, it makes total sense that they remade, remake, but sort of soft reboot God of War, because that's like an incredibly iconic character. Like when you see Kratos, you instantly know that's from God of War. Like, but the sort of the cultural relevance of Infamous, like, we were way overestimating that. Like, that was an IP that sure, a lot of people liked it, but that's not something that's sort of like, oh yeah, we could really, if we had a great idea to bring it back, it would instantly be like a hit. Like, I don't see that IP like that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I think what I'm more so saying is that, even if it's not Infamous, regardless, I'd like to see them take liberties with the creative freedoms that they did with an IP like